Hi everyone, this is Allison and I'm going to show you how to make a fireworks show using particle illusion. The version I have on my computer is Particle Illusion 3, but of course there is an After Effects plugin, so there might be some slight differences here, but I'm going to show you how to do this. And right now I have a blank black screen, but of course you can always upload a picture, have it over video of a skyline to make your fireworks show more interesting. All right, and right now I'm going to go over to the right side and I'm going to choose the emitters for the trail that I want to lead up to the firework. And emitters are simply the motions that these things will go through. I'm going to show ones that have a firework look to them. So I'm going to choose these sparkles. There's plenty that you can choose from. There's some that you can download online as well. Right now I'm going to start with Star Trail 2, and my playhead is at the beginning because obviously I want to start there. And I'm going to, up here on my toolbar, I'm going to click off the arrow because then I can have the emitter be placed in the screen. I'm going to click it on the bottom. I'm going to go back and choose an arrow so I can work with the emitter. And I'm going to drag my playhead to a point where in time where I think the fireworks should reach the top. And then I'm just going to drag it to where I think it should be. It's your artistic decision. And once I think it's there, it's going to stay there. If I would just play it out, once it reaches the top, it'll just stay there. That's the kind of emitter it is. So once it reaches the top, I want to make it disappear. I'm going to make it go back to that point. And I'm going to go on my left side, and I'm going to go under Star Trail 2.0. That's the emitter I have. And I'm going to go into visibility. And if you just click on this line, it'll make a point of reference. And I can just drag this down to 0, and then I'll make it disappear once it reaches that point in time, and I can play that for you. And you see it disappears as you go up. And now once it disappears, you obviously need an explosion. I'm going to go point to a different emitter. We can pick this one. This is called Flash Gordon. And I'm going to click off the arrow because, again, I want to place the actual emitter in the frame. And I'm going to click there. And you can't really see it right now, but it is there. I click on my arrow again. And if I show you back at the beginning, it's going to play through. And there you go. And this one disappears on its own. You don't need to make any changes. Now, if you want your movie to last longer than this, right up here, you have your frame. So you can either enter in the number, you can click the up arrow. And I'm going to make this go out because I want this to be a longer fireworks show. And then once you're satisfied, you can stop. But one firework really isn't that interesting, so I'm going to go back to a point where I think it's appropriate. Maybe when this one's just dying out. And I'm going to go choose another emitter. We can do Magic Trail Sparkle this time. And again, I have my arrow. I need to click that off. When I have this round circle, that's when you know you're actually placing the emitter in your viewing area. And I'm going to place it down at the bottom. I'm going to go back to my arrow. And I'm going to move forward to a point in time where I would want it to reach the top. And at the same time I do that, I need to drag it up to the top. And again, it will not disappear on its own. And while I have this highlighted in your left, you're going to have a lot of emitters to choose from once you have a lot of fireworks. Make sure you have the one that's selected. By clicking on it, you'll know that it's active because the circle will be highlighted in your frame. And now I need to, again, go to the visibility. And I can make as many points as I want. I'm going to make it a little brighter, longer, so it doesn't disappear so fast. All right, and then again, I can play that out for you. I just made it disappear. Plays out, disappears when it gets to the top. And of course, when it gets to the top, going to have another explosion. And this time, how about I go with Streaky Burst? So you can always preview what the emitter will look like in this panel right here. And I'm going to click off my arrow because again, I need that circle to place it in the viewing area. And I place it right there. And now I can go back. And again, disappears on its own. And there's your second firework. And I'll make a third one for you. I'll go again to a point in time where I want the next firework to shoot off. And let's see, this time I'm going to go to group 3. There's about 7 different groups that I have right now. Again, you can download more. And again, I'm going to choose one that I think is appropriate. I'm going to go to the bottom place it there. And I think that's kind of big for a firework trail. So this time I'm going to go to size, and I'm going to minimize that size, again making sure the playhead is where I want it to be. Obviously I don't want it at 0, I need it somewhat visible. So I'm going to go, let's see, that looks like it's right around in 90, and that looks okay to me. And I'm going to drag ahead to a point in time where I think it should reach the top. Use my arrow. If you don't use the arrow, you might place another emitter and you'll have 2. So if you don't want to do that, always make sure you have the arrow, and then again, drag that up. And we do need it to disappear. This does not disappear on its own. So I'm going to go to visibility, and I'm going to make a point here because I don't want it to disappear very quickly. And then I'm going to go to that frame and have it at 0. And you can always test out what that's going to look like. I'm going to go a bit further back. You can drag the playhead back and then press play. And there you go. And that went a little too quickly for me. So you can always click on these dots and drag them out. So we can preview that again. All right, and I like that. So I'm going to go back to that point where it disappeared. And I'm going to add another emitter to make the actual firework. And this one is not, there's many that actually resemble fireworks. This one is not. This is another one of the emitters that doesn't disappear on its own, but I can always change that again. Make sure I'm off the arrow, and I'm going to place that right above the point, obviously, where it disappeared, because that's where I want it to originate from. And now I'm going to drag that out. Again, it's previewing it, and I'm going to drag it out to a point where I think that it should disappear, and making sure that that is highlighted. Crazy Flash is what it's called. I'm going to go to visibility, and since I don't want it to disappear very fast, I'm going to make a point here where it's going to be 100, and then right after that, I'm going to make a point where it disappears. And we can preview that again. Drag your playhead back, just press play. And there you go, it disappears. And if you take that all the way from the beginning, you'll have your fireworks show. Now, obviously, you can do many more fireworks, many more emitters. There's many different ones. Again, you can preview them. There's actually a firework burst. But again, using your artistic, creative skills, you can make many fireworks with many different emitters that you choose. And once you're done, you can render that all up and put it in your video. And that's how you make a fireworks show using particle illusion.